Hey, everybody. Welcome to Dumb Investing. That guy's Harry.
That guy's Lloyd.
And on tonight's condensed, really fast show so that Mr. Ticker can get to the ball game, we are going to do a quick portfolio review. We're going to talk stocks a little bit. We'll do a real fast real estate update. We're going to be out of here in 15 minutes, so we won't cause you all too much harm to your day. 17 loyal subscribers, thank you so much for joining us. The market... Everybody's waiting on Powell. They want to see what he's going to say. Is inflation transitory? What's going to go? What's going to happen? Are they going to freak out? So the whole market is just, we don't know what to do right now.
Totally. Yeah, everything's up, everything's down. So kind of a wash across the board. In terms of the DI portfolio here, we've got our friends, shockingly, Socket Mobile at the big loss today, 3.5%.
Oh, my Lord.
Gates Industrial was down 2.33%. And then just to throw everything in for a loop, the other two high conviction analysis that we've done, the Hailing Education Group up, the big winners, and BurgerFi, number two.
No!
Biggest one. Yeah. Amazing. So 4% today for BurgerFi.
That is fabulous.
Isn't that funny?
That is great.
So our two big convictions and our two biggest non-convictions.
That is just awesome.
Totally crazy, hey?
Yeah.
In terms of the overall portfolio, I think it was roughly, looks like it was down about 60 cents. I mean, like we said, everything goes up. Everything was down today, so relatively pretty flat. So not a lot of movement going on in the markets these days, but totally depending on what you're invested in. It certainly looks to be a little bit more cyclical and moving back into a little bit of tech and growth plays, and a little bit less is starting to come out of the recovery plays. So that's kind of how the portfolios seem to be balancing out right now. So if you're heavy in tech, you're probably up slightly. If you're heavy in recovery, you're probably down slightly. But yes.
So the smart people on Bloomberg were saying that right now, basically, the markets are steady Eddie. We're all waiting to see what JPow says. The markets... there was a big guy from Morgan Stanley today who said the markets have already priced in huge inflation. So if JPow says nothing, he says, we're going bonkers to the moon and I'm investing in everything. In Bitcoin and gold and recovery stocks. He says everything is going to just go crazy. They were also saying that a lot of short covering is happening right now, just in case the market does go crazy. So there's a lot of covering on the shorts. So that's what's going on, because they think he's going to come out and say, everybody relax. This is transitory. We're not going to do nothing until we see it for a couple of quarters. Yeah. And then we're going to assess. And if he says that, if he sticks to the game plan, to the moon, baby.
Well, let's hope so. I honestly think that's what's going to happen. He's going to come out and say, see, told you, commodities were transitory. The prices of everything, once they go up, they do eventually come back down. That's the law of economics. That's the way that supply and demand works, ladies and gentlemen. And I'm JPow, and I know what I'm talking about.
And I think that's what he's going to say.
I think that's what he's going to say, too. And
I think the market's going to go, today, tech's kind of caught up. We did set two records, right? Did the Dow and the S&P both set a record or something?
Did they? Yeah.
So, I don't know. I was trying to pay attention and not get in a car accident and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, the markets are at all-time highs, but that's kind of the way it's supposed to work. Stocks are supposed to continue to escalate and grow. That's kind of why we invest in them.
Yep.
If they didn't grow, it wouldn't be a whole lot of fun in putting your money in there.
The whole reason that the stock market was created was to give capital to a company so that they could take that capital and do something extraordinary with it and then give you a reward for helping them get there. So in the grand scheme of things, that market should be going higher all the time if we're doing it the right way. We're giving it to the right companies and they're doing the right things with it. So now, do they all do the right things with it? Oh, hell no!
Of course not. But the S&P has made up the top 500 companies, right?
Yes.
So, and lots of those are, most of those do the right things for those companies, right? Hey, Jay, do we...
London, what's up?
That the Western governments have printed too much money.
Oh, well.
Well, I would say generally, yes. I'm a bit of a capitalist myself, so I have a tendency to believe that free markets will ever prevail, and that all of this free money is basically it's going to have an effect without a doubt. It sounds like there is a lot of this free money sitting and waiting as cash. And the banks have been basically forced into all of this. So what do they call it? The repo rate, or the
Yes.
reserve repo?
Yep.
So the banks can only hold so much cash for so long, and they're mandated to do that by the government. So at some point, they have to do something with it. They have to invest in it in some way, shape, or form, or they have to lend it. So basically, the banks are full up on cash. Well, now they're basically at the point where they need to start investing those overnight rates, and they can do that in many different ways. Typically, they're buying into government bonds overnight and stuff, and they've got ways to get around it. But generally, do I think that we've printed too much? I do. But this is happening everywhere. It's not just in the West. It's happening in Europe as well.
It's global.
It's global. So
Europe is doing it. The Bank of Japan is doing it.
in
Everybody.
theory, you could essentially, if you wanted to fix this, you could just wipe out a quarter of the world's money supply, and it would really cause no difference, right? It would just be like wiping it out. It would. How that would end up actually working, probably wouldn't. But generally, I think there is too much money out there. What are we printing? What are you guys printing at? You're printing at some crazy rate.
Oh man, I'd have to look it up.
25% of the of the U.S. money supply in the last year.
20% in 20. Is that what it was?
20% in 2020.
20% of our monetary supply was created in 2020.
Yeah, that's crazy. Think about how long has the U.S. been a sovereign nation for?
1776, brother.
So quite a while.
Yes.
more than 5 years.
Yes.
So yeah, they've created an immense amount of cash, so does that?
But we do good things with it. I mean, we just bought 5 billion vaccines for the rest of the world or something.
Yeah. So does that money cause inflation? Yes, it can, and it will, but it will end up being absorbed through the economy. I personally think that. Will prices be up? Yeah, marginally. But Jay, when you watch JPow, you get to play a little drinking game, and for every time he says transitory,
don't do it.
You get to have a shot.
We will all be staggering that.
Yeah, without a doubt.
For sure.
Yeah, we're all in the same boat. Canada's the same. Everybody's printing money like absolute crazy. They just want to make sure that the economies can keep going and they don't run into a shortage of money supply. So it's one way for governments to keep economies going, and that's by basically doling out free cash. So people will spend it eventually. What they're finding, though, is people aren't spending it yet. But I think once we get into the point where people are back going to restaurants, going on vacations, doing the Airbnb thing, there's going to be a whole ton of money spent. And then people will probably get to some sense of normalcy. And yeah, will there still be lots of money out there? There probably will.
Okay, so silly story. I'm going to burn 2 minutes of your 5 that you have remaining. So I went to a gun show over the weekend looking for a new pew pew, right? And as I went there, I was looking for a high-end precision rifle, right? There were none in the whole place, but there were these AR-15s everywhere. Every table had just millions of them, every color you could imagine, and I'm asking the guy, I'm like, where's all the cool stuff? He's like, look, everybody's coming in here with $1,400 and they want a gun, an optic, and ammo for $1,400. Where did that number come from? Wow, golly gee whiz. London, if you weren't aware, we handed out stimulus checks, $1,400 a person. So every guy at the gun show was ready for it. It was so crazy.
But they forgot that money's taxed.
They were, dude, every table had people buying something. So
that's awesome.
I mean, but it was a real bummer. They're all like, oh yeah, those cool ones are back at the shop. I'm like, well, okay.
Just everybody. Here's your AR-15. You may as well just line them up, eh? That's funny.
Yeah, and they all had packages, right? Here's your gun, your optic, and it was like 300 rounds of ammo, $1,400 out the door.
That's crazy.
It was hilarious.
I mean, we have all this crazy gun control in Canada, right? So it's we don't have that type of stuff happen, but especially with AR-15s.
Oh yeah, dude. And you should have seen, there were a bunch of guys who wear them on their shoulders, and they got a little straw in the barrel with a price tag. It's like, hey man, I'm trying to get rid of this, trying to look for something new.
It's like they're selling them at the beach in Mexico.
Yeah, it's kind of like it is. You guys want chocolate or vanilla? I got both, right?
That's crazy.
Yeah. Okay, so quick update. I'll do a quick real estate update. Got an offer pending on rental. We'll see how that goes. The pool is now a bullfrog sanctuary. The water is so green and disgusting. I told you guys that I have to rebuild the backyard on my own, and we're waiting for the gate this week so we can get the permit. Hopefully Pebbles in a week or two. I'll update you guys as much as possible. New update, looks like Picker's going to be doing some sort of a reno. We've got a leak in a bathroom, and I can't stop it. So I had to call a plumber, and he's like, yeah, I'm going to knock a whole bunch of holes in your walls. I'm like, can't wait. Rip it apart, and we'll figure out what's next. It's just like, good God almighty.
Yeah, you might want to forego the revenue property and fix up the ones that you have going on.
Well, we'll see.
You got some yard work to do, and you've got some repairs to do. It sounds like.
Dude, I already made an offer on I made an offer on Friday.
Yeah, you won't get it though. It's fine.
I know I probably won't. I mean, that's how it goes. I offered, I think 5% over, and it's going to sell for 15 is what the guess is. But my realtor says keep looking, because we're going to keep putting these in, because one day it's going to be somebody's going to take the first good offer that they get instead of, sitting down at the table and doing it. So we'll just keep seeing what happens. But yeah, short term, I called the fella that remodeled the old house and said, hey, can you patch some holes maybe over the weekend? And so, yeah, we're probably going to retile that tub area, that bathroom. So yeah, fun stuff.
Right on. Yeah, over at the Ticker Rental, we I got bold this weekend and I started cutting up some carpet. So
awesome.
We wanted to see what was underneath of it, so we just took a knife and just started cutting up carpet.
Now, I thought you were having somebody come over to take square footage and give you guys quotes and stuff.
Yeah, they did do that this weekend as well. So we're expecting some labor quotes here, hopefully later today or tomorrow.
Do they break it out, the labor and the carpet?
Yeah, well, we're going to do some sort of flooring. Might be able to supply the flooring myself. I'm not entirely sure yet. So, looking for labor. It's nice to know how much they would charge for labor, because then, maybe the Home Depot or whatever's got a good, or the Costco's got a bunch of vinyl there too, right? So you get that. Maybe you get something a little bit better for a little bit cheaper if you just supply it yourself. You're not paying the markup from the wholesaler with the labor as well, or the installer.
For sure.
Just better to look at all the options. I just want to have it all broken out.
My guy takes me to a surplus place for a small project like this bathroom. So we go and we find some surplus tile, and it's cheap. It's awesome.
Right. Good deal.
Yeah. We got marble in the old house, and it was really cheap.
Nice.
It was cool.
Good deal. All right. I think that's it for tonight.
All right. So we'll get you out of here to your ball game. That'll be great.
Yeah. We got some beer to drink. It's like 1 billion degrees here. So.
Woo!
Don't forget to click the link for Webull. Follow that. Get yourself 2 free stocks up to $850 when you sign up and deposit $100. Hit the like button, subscribe, bells, all those kinds of things. The YouTube stuff, as we call them. And if you want to see some of the other stuff that we do, we're posting stuff on Instagram as well. So dumb_investing, and you can see a lot of the renos that we've been doing.
And we're going to keep an eye on Powell this week. Well, tomorrow's show is going to probably be a repeat of this one. I don't think the market's going to do a whole lot till he talks, and hopefully he talks right. It goes to the moon. We're going to have a lot of fun because Maybe our stuff turns green. We can sell some and buy some stock and roll some dice. It can be awesome. Whatever you do, don't trade like that guy.
Don't trade like that guy.
All right. See you, London. Thanks, guys.
15.